Well, the longshoreman strike is suspended until January. Excellent news for the short term. And then also today, 8:30, the market is waiting for permission to move back up on that news. We just need to see what non-farm payrolls and what unemployment has to say. Let's take a look at the charts and see where we could potentially go. We're going to kick things off with SPY. So take a look at these prices that I have on here for you, because these prices, whether up or down, these are places we're going to find support and resistance. And take a look at what we have. Let me take down the technicals for just one moment so you can see the moving averages that we have. And we're riding right along this yellow 13 period EMA that's on the daily chart in front of you, down below the 5. So sort of dangling off one, but sitting on the other. And in the pre-market hours, retesting about where that 5 period EMA is. I'm telling you that 8:30 is that time. That is the major catalyst. And maybe you're watching this after 8:30, in which case, if those have already come out, well, then you'll know if we should be watching this to the upside or to the downside for what exactly could happen with SPY. We are in a rising wedge pattern. This thing can go on for a while, by the way. This goes out until about mid-November. So we could easily move up off of strong numbers. As a matter of fact, I think that'd be very positive to show that we have continued strength, or at least no further loosening in labor market conditions. That helps to dispel the whole recessionary case. And so that would be bullish news for the markets. If instead we get weak non-farm payrolls, we got high unemployment, well, then watch these prices that we have down here as we're in a rising wedge formation right now. That's something that could have a pretty strong drawdown. So 8:30 is very important to us. And over time, I think it'll decide the direction that we have over the next several days or weeks ahead, at least as far as jobs numbers can tell us. So moving over to QQQ. Now, when we look at the Qs, we'll go out to the daily chart on this one. There we are. So we have the same look here for the Qs as what we had for SPY in terms of the rising wedge pattern. Let me move some of these prices out of the way so that you guys can see this a little bit better for the candles and where we find ourselves right now. And what we're looking at is that we actually have pretty much the same drawdown that we had for SPY, still kind of positioned around the 5 period EMA in the pre-market hours this morning. And like I said, 8:30 is that determining time. We're going to have to watch and see what can happen. So let me shrink this up so we can see the prices to the upside and the downside, so you can see what I'm looking at for the Qs as well, tracking the NASDAQ 100. So absolutely need to be watching this one. Nvidia had a really nice day yesterday. We'll get to that chart in a moment here. IWM, no different. It actually came down and touched this red diagonal line that we have as a low price, which is one of the tops that we have for a bullish channel. And I showed that also in yesterday's video. We tumbled right down through what was previously resistance now, or as support, now it's resistance. And again, waiting for permission to climb the 50 period EMA and SMA also in confluence with that trend line. And let me move that so you can really see right there, all three of them coming together, the bullish channel piece, and then also 50 SMA, 50 EMA. And we took a pretty strong bounce, waiting right around 217 this morning to see if we get permission to go back to the upside on this, and the upside prices that we have, just in case we get that bounce, in case we get those strong numbers. Here are the prices that you want to be looking at. If instead we get weak numbers for that, show further loosening in the labor market conditions, well, the downside prices I also have on here for you. So you can take a look at those. You can screenshot those. Those are going to be the supports that we are looking for on the way down. So let's move on from that. We'll move into Nvidia. There we go. Nvidia will take more of an intraday view. We need to make it up over this trend line across the top. We're in a consolidation pattern for Nvidia, waiting to see what we get for that. Nvidia earnings aren't until November, mid to end November is what we're looking for Nvidia. And you can see we actually caught significant support here. So these prices that I have previously as upside prices are now ones we'd have to tumble down to. So I'll color code those to red instead. And man, oh man, we yesterday made it up to what we have right here. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can see. We almost touched my resistance that I have up there, and that came in, there we go, at about, let me see now that I don't have the high prices covered, 124.30, and the price that I had was 124.48. So we were within 18 cents of that. Today, I'm telling you, 8:30 could be the thing that pushes us up above that. If we make it up above that, then we can start looking for about 131 to come out of this, breaking up above the consolidation pattern, which could be a very bullish thing for Nvidia. So let's go out to the daily chart so we can take a quick look to see in a longer view sense for Nvidia what can take place for us. There we go. We'll stretch those prices out. and you can see 131 is to the upside from there. And if we go up above that, we move this down, we have 136 and 140 to the upside. 140.76, I think, being the all-time high price. That's what it is. That's what these red lines are on here, are the previous highs that we've seen for those prices. Now for Tesla, this is the 1 hour chart that we're looking at, and we made it up to the resistance I have up here and that price at 263. We tumbled back down through support, now having it as resistance. But man, we're testing, we're trying to break back into it, and we are back into this rising wedge pattern. We broke out through the top, fell back down in. And remember that less than a week from today is Tesla's full self-driving robo-taxi day on October the 10th. And so if we get a further rise, there could be a bigger potential for the sell the news opportunity coming up for that. We'll wrap things up with Bitcoin here. Bitcoin taking a nice little bounce. Again, 830s that time. The prices that you should be looking for Bitcoin are on screen in front of you right now, to the upside or to the downside. Let me change that color right there on the 61,471. We're going to change that to green since that's above the current price right now. There we go. Actually, I don't even know if that was there no, that one belonged there. We'll put that back. Sometimes I click and I move stuff and I don't mean to move stuff. There we go. We got it. So looks like we're actually testing that right now, 61,439, almost back to that price. And if you look at those candles that are in there, we caught support down here at about 60,000. That should actually be perfectly 60,000. So move that down. Perfect. There we go. And right here is where that candle is. Move that off to the side. You can see where we're at for Bitcoin right now. Hopefully getting permission to go back up to the upside on this. Those jobs numbers can be the thing that helps us move back up for Bitcoin's prices. So guys, if you want to see my technicals before they hit YouTube, see my buys and sells, you can find that link down in the description for the Patreon. Click sign up and head on over to the Discord. Check all that stuff out. And then if you guys want to learn to do this technical analysis yourself and get access to a proven trading strategy called the Bread Recipe through Stockmo Academy, you can do so using that link down in the description. Make sure that when you sign up, you use the code word DOCTOR, DOCTOR. That will give you a massive discount on that course. And it is a course that can pay dividends to you if you adhere to the trading strategies that are in there. While there's no guarantee of profit, I guarantee you that it is a trading strategy that I use myself, and the Stockmo uses himself to great success, and other people who have joined that course are doing the same. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning. We'll see you next video.